Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through how I created this build for the Royal Celebration DreamSnap submission. This was a decor challenge that required 5 elegant, 6 traditional, bonus lavish, and wondrous. So it says decorate your valley in a manner fit for a festival of royalty. Make it lavish, make it elegant, make it you. So we started out over here in the Forest of Valor, and I knew I wanted to use the Disney castle house skin along with some of the Cinderella / Beauty and the Beast items. So we have Beasts and Belle's fancy date night setup over here. We have lots of candelabras. We have the maze topiary type of thing going on here, and the red carpet leading up to the palace, as well as Cinderella's carriage. So what we're doing here is placing down some flooring. We're going with more of a opulent look here. I end up switching this out later for the more colorful version. Once I figured out that I needed to extend this out a little bit more, I was kind of just throwing things down that I thought that I might want in the build, but I wasn't really paying attention to how much space I was giving myself to actually clutter behind it. Since this is a decor challenge, I wanted to get those tags up, and once I started kind of trying to do that, I realized fairly quickly that I needed a lot more space back here than what was being provided for me. So I started the process of moving this all forward. I think I moved it forward twice. So I cut forward to this is the end result of how much space I gave myself. I ended up using a lot of the vine walls to kind of give an illusion that the junk isn't behind there. And then I also made a point to figure out some trees in the background. I used a maple tree on the left hand side to mirror off of the natural red tree that is on the right hand side of the biome, and kind of filled in behind there just so that it looked more lush. And then here I'm just going through the DreamSnap filter and using anything and everything that I can to junk pile here behind it. So I try to Tetris it as tightly as I can, and then from there, if there's any table space or sometimes counter space in the back from like a desk or a table, nightstand, anything like that that can have extra items placed on top of it, I try to fill those spaces up as well. And then at the very end, any other remaining little gaps that there may be, I try to fit in some of the smaller items into it as well, just to maximize as much space as I can in an area. And that's pretty much all I'm doing right now, is trying to get that situated. And then after that's all done, I shift my focus to the actual photo that is going to be voted on. So this back here is just for the algorithm, but it's not something that the person voting is going to be able to see. And then on the front end, I work on creating something that looks good for a photo. I wasn't really inspired this week. I haven't been for the past few weeks, so I'm just trying my best to submit something with high tags. I think it was Monster Sona. I skimped on the tags and paid for it, I think. So I'm just gonna try to submit high tag options because I know we're gonna have a ton of great things coming to the premium shop, and I want to be prepared and have moonstones available to actually make those purchases. And once we're done junk piling here, I am going to work on that front end. Another tip for the junk piling is using rugs. So you can place rugs underneath a lot of these items and get additional tags, even if you're out of space. So that's another thing that I recommend, is using rugs when you can to help boost the tags. I even put a rug underneath the romantic dining area because you're not going to be able to see it in the in photo. I pretty much kept the layout that I threw the items down in. So on the right hand side, we have the romantic dinner. On the left hand side, we're going to have a carriage arriving as well as a clock tower. I end up putting down a sword in the stone as well. And then mirroring on both sides of the Cinderella lighting fixture that I put in front of there, I put 2 statue lions. And then the only other thing that we add in here later is the usage of the melted candles along the path, as well as putting in some of my favorite floral arrangements, the rectangular ones that have the pink house leeks, I believe is what it's called. That's my absolute favorite flower arrangement, so I utilize that as well. And I am playing around with a lot of different things, but that pretty much ends up being what I do. I was going back and forth on who I wanted to include as my date and whether or not I even wanted a date to the ball. But I ended up going with Eric and trying to angle him in a way that he didn't cover the line on the right hand side. I also utilized the starlight projectors in this as well, just to give a little bit of glow near the fountain as well. But this is pretty much what we end up with. This is a filtered picture, and we have 131 out of 5 for elegant and 109 out of 6 for um, the other tag, which is traditional. So we have really high tags, and overall I think that it came out great. I am slightly off-centered because I didn't want to include the houses that you may be able to see in the actual valley on the right hand side, but overall I think even being a little off-centered to lean into this fairy tale vibe we got going, I think that it came out great. And I love the symmetry. I don't do a lot of symmetrical dream snaps, so I hope you guys liked it, and I can't wait to see what everybody came up with for this week. And I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your night or day wherever you are, and I'll see you then. Bye.